Go further in depth on this, we're very pleased to be joined right now by Bernard Kerik, a former NYPD police commissioner who served as an interim minister of the Interior in Iraq, also a former senior policy advisor to the U.S. presidential envoy to Iraq as well. Always great to have you with us, Bernie. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks, John.
All right, so give us an idea of the mindset of New York City police officers today, the folks who still have to be out there on the streets with incidents like this, these horrible assassination-style murders taking place.
Well, I think, first of all, they're grieving for the loss of their own. Secondly, I think they're demoralized and degraded because they haven't been supported by the mayor. I think they feel that the mayor has abandoned them, called them racist, said publicly that they target the minority communities. They harass people that don't need to be harassed. This type of rhetoric has created this anti-cop racist rhetoric, which is a lie, has created this environment where we've had protests that have turned into riots, communities burned down, cops assaulted and attacked, and most recently, 2 cops assassinated. And you know, if you're a cop out there in the streets of New York City or anywhere in this nation, because this rhetoric has impacted every cop in every community all over this country. If you're out there working today, you have to be fearful of the people that are listening to this rhetoric, that want to go out there and kill cops.
And that's a good point,
Go ahead,
Bernie,
John.
too. You're talking about not just in New York City, but this is something that police officers around the country are feeling, this anti-police rhetoric. Yesterday, you had some very sharp comments, not just for the mayor, but also for Al Sharpton. Let's listen to what you had to say. I want to see if anybody's followed up with you about you calling them out. Let's take a listen.
In this circumstance, I personally feel that Mayor de Blasio, Sharpton, and others like them, they actually have blood on their hands. They encourage this behavior. They encourage protests. These so-called peaceful protests that where people were standing out there saying, kill the cops. Well, I hope they're happy because they got what they wanted.
Do you really feel like this is what Al Sharpton wanted?
You know what? Why would you do it? Why do you go out there, incite people? One, when you know it's a lie. He's got to know in his heart that the men and women of the NYPD are not racist. They don't go into minority communities to target minorities and harass minorities. They go into those communities because that's where the crime is, and they're reducing crime by 80%, 85%, violent crime. Homicides in New York City are down 85% in those minority communities. Al Sharpton knows that. Al Sharpton knows that Michael Brown didn't have his hands up. Al Sharpton knows that Michael Brown attacked that cop in Ferguson, that he tried to take his gun, that he resisted arrest, and even after being shot, that he came back and attacked the cop again and didn't stop until the cop repeatedly fired. He knows that. So he's perpetuating a lie, and people are following that lie. They're listening to him, and he's inciting them to do the things they've done.
Now, we know he's come out, he's made a statement, of course. He's probably needed to do that, or maybe his lawyers advised him to do that. But what does he do, Bernie? We got about 20 seconds left to go, but we're going to have you stick around for another segment. But without 20 seconds left, what does Al Sharpton need to be doing today to make sure this does not happen again?
Al Sharpton needs to step away from a microphone. Stop inciting, stop instigating, stop creating this anti-cop hatred in this racist rhetoric nonsense.
All right,
well,
we're going to
stop it.
Bernie, we're going to take a short pause right there. We're going to be back. We're going to talk more too about Sharpton and also Bill de Blasio and what he needs to be doing right after this short commercial break.